Hey there, I'm Patrick Franco, and today we're gonna look at reclining pigeon. This is a great pose that is pretty relaxing because you're lying on your back, but it's also great because it is a huge hip opener, a glute opener. It opens up this very tiny little muscle that moves across your buttocks to your outer hip called the piriformis, and that's an important muscle to know because the sciatic nerve sits right underneath this muscle. And if you sit down for long periods of time, whether in a car or at a desk, this little muscle gets tight and that presses on your sciatic nerve over time, which could give you low back pain. So this is a great reclined stretch that opens up this muscle to help take some of the pressure off that nerve. So we're going to take a look at it now, and we're going to start lying on our back. Once you lie on your back, it is just nice to make note that you're in a neutral position. Your spine is lying on the floor, your feet are equidistant, and your knees are going to be bent initially to start. And before even moving, it might be nice to just take a breath or two to let your back settle down. From here, you're going to take one leg into your chest, flex your foot. Now, this is really important. When you turn your leg, the leg bone in the hip socket is what is initiating the turn. So it's not just pushing your knee away, it's turning your leg bone in your hip socket to guide that ankle over the opposite thigh. So it looks kind of like a figure 4 shape. Once that happens, you might notice that your pelvis wants to shift. So we try to keep the pelvis in a neutral position, and then the foot that is still on the floor, we can lift it up. And now this is when you get that deep stretch across the buttocks of the bent leg and the piriformis. So you might work here just by using the effort of your lifted foot, or you can even enhance it by wrapping your hands around the hamstring of that one leg. And when you do that, you're bringing your thigh closer into your body, and you can actually use your elbow to roll and keep rolling that front thigh away, and that will bring more attention to that piriformis muscle. There is also sometimes an option that is given to take the leg up towards the ceiling, and this will also provide a hamstring stretch as well as an opening to the piriformis. But when you extend this leg, you get less attention on that piriformis muscle. So you have to decide what it is you want to work on. If it's really the piriformis, keeping both knees bent is a little more isolated. If you want to add in the hamstring opening, you can, but know that it usually takes away some of that opening of your glute and piriformis. All right, there you have it. Reclining pigeon. It's a great reclined pose that opens up the outer hips, the glutes, and the piriformis muscle. And it's also an alternative for regular pigeon forward fold because your spine doesn't have to be extending forward. Your spine is in a neutral shape, and you can just work directly on those hips and the muscles of your pelvis. All right, we'll see you on the mat again next time.